In the hills of Slovakia stands the crumbling ruins of Čachtice Castle. This building was once the home of a noblewoman so feared, so cruel, that legends say she bathed in the blood of virgins to stay young. Her name was Elizabeth Báthory. But here's the twist. Some believe she was innocent of the accusations made against her. Born in 1560 into one of the most powerful families in Hungary, Elizabeth Báthory had royal blood in her veins and cruelty in her heart. At least, that's what the legend tells us. At the age of 15, Elizabeth's family arranged a marriage between their daughter and Ferenc Nadasdy, a war hero known for impaling his enemies, the Ottoman Turks, and giving his wife torture devices. With Ferenc frequently away fighting battles against invaders of his homeland, Elizabeth was left to rule over her vast estates alone. That's when the bodies started turning up. Peasant girls were the first to disappear. Maids, servants mostly. Then daughters of nobility, all vanishing into the dark, claustrophobic cells beneath the castle. Witnesses, Elizabeth's servants, told of dungeons filled with all the medieval horrors you could possibly imagine. Iron spikes, hot needles, starvation, and mutilation. One legend claims Elizabeth would bite the flesh from the faces of those she abducted. Another said she bathed in their blood, believing it would preserve her youth. Was this madness, sorcery, or something else entirely? In 1610, Count Georgi Thurzo raided Čachtice Castle. Inside, he claimed to have found bodies, some dead, some dying. The walls of the dungeon were painted red with blood, and it's said piles of human limbs were found discarded in one of the building's many cellars. Elizabeth was arrested, but she received no trial. Why? Because she was considered too noble to be executed, but her servants, who were considered complicit in the atrocities, weren't so lucky. Stretched on the rack, fingers and toes crushed, nails ripped out. Elizabeth's servants eventually confessed. During this orgy of pain and suffering, one servant claimed Elizabeth did away with over 600 girls. But there's a problem. That number comes from a single diary entry, conveniently never found again. With Elizabeth being too noble to be executed, her accusers were left with a puzzle to solve, which they did in the most horrifying way. Elizabeth was condemned to a life of solitary confinement, medieval style. She was walled up in her own castle with only a slit for food. She died a short 4 years after her imprisonment. Her final words? Do you hear the dogs howling? But historians now question everything. Was she a sadistic killer, or, as is more likely, the victim of a political conspiracy, a powerful woman brought down by jealous men?